Hey everyone, Craig Padgick, PadgickOnline.com. Hope you're all doing good. The Muslim Brotherhood, Part 1, Goals and Ideology. Why Western Civilization Should Be Concerned. The Muslim Brotherhood was founded in 1928 and is an Islamist supremacist organization. Multiple countries have already banned this group and declared it a terrorist organization. The group's stated goal is the destruction of Western civilization, the creation of a worldwide Islamic caliphate, and the establishment and enforcement of Sharia law over the entire world. They prescribe Islamic world domination to the exclusion of all other religions, political systems, economic methods, and social structures, and the eventual cultural and physical genocide of all non-Muslims. In other words, conversion or death to all non-Muslims worldwide. Death to all non-Muslims worldwide. Today it has chapters in over 80 countries, including the US and Canada. According to its founder, Hassan al-Banna, jihad is an obligation from Allah on every Muslim and cannot be ignored nor evaded. Now, jihad is a sort of holy war commanded by their God Allah to fight against all non-believers. According to al-Banna, this involves all possible efforts to dismantle the power of the enemies of Islam, including killing them, beating them, stealing and plundering their wealth, destroying their places of worship, and smashing their idols. Hassan al-Banna also taught, it is the nature of Islam to dominate, not to be dominated, to impose its law on all nations and to extend its power over the entire planet. The Brotherhood advocates a deceptive strategy in democracies that instructs Muslims to deceive by appearing moderate, while using existing institutions to gain power. For example, government infiltration. A 1991 Muslim Brotherhood document reads, "The civilizational jihadist process is a kind of grand jihad in eliminating and destroying the Western civilization from within and sabotaging its miserable house so that it is eliminated and Islam is made victorious over all other religions." It's clear from this that Islam is not happy to simply coexist. They do not seek any sort of equality, but rather total domination. The Brotherhood will use democracy, but intends to, once in power, replace democracy with fundamentalist Sharia law, to the exclusion of all other religions, political systems, economic methods, and social structures. It aims for nothing less than a complete takeover and seizure of every current institution and subjugation of every human on the planet. The Brotherhood will not treat non-Muslim minorities as equals. Allah's word will reign supreme and the infidel's word will be inferior. The Brotherhood remains virulently anti-Semitic. There is no doubt that the battle in which the Muslims overcome the Jews will come. In that battle, the Muslims will fight the Jews and kill them. In spite of its attempt to deceive, it's not difficult to see that the Brotherhood advocates violent jihad through its many statements. Part 2, the Brotherhood in Canada, infiltration at the highest levels of government. The Brotherhood has thousands of followers in Canada, and it operates through a series of front groups and sympathetic organizations, including an assortment of mosques, prayer rooms, schools, cultural centers, and federally registered charities. Of the organizations in Canada, the highest profile are the Islamic Society of North America, ISNA, the Muslim Association of Canada, MAC, the National Council of Canadian Muslims, NCCM, formerly known as CARE, the International Relief Fund for Afflicted and Needy, known as IRFAN, the Muslim Student Association, MSA, and Islamic Relief Canada. IRFAN is now defunct, having lost its charitable status in 2011 for funding terrorism and having been listed as a terrorism entity in 2014. The Muslim Association of Canada openly states its support for the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood, Hassan al-Banna, on their webpage. Justin Trudeau currently has 11 Muslim MPs in his government. And with many connections through these individuals to the Muslim Brotherhood terrorist organization, there can be no doubt that it has infiltrated the highest levels of Canadian government, both provincially and federally. This is a very real and credible threat to the security of Canada.
Access denied.
Muslims are obligated to put Islam first above all else, and are instructed and required by Scripture to lie to promote Islam and to push its worldwide domination agenda. This is called taqiyya and obviously creates a massive conflict of interest. With even this basic level of knowledge, it should be obvious. These individuals are not looking out for the best interests of Canada. They are looking out for the best interests of Islam and the Muslim Brotherhood agenda. Let's look at a couple examples. Number one, Muslim Brotherhood operative Omar al-Ghabra is a Saudi-born extremist and MP for Mississauga-Arundel, and is parliamentary secretary to the Minister of Foreign Affairs, as well as an advisor and close friend of Prime Minister Justin Trudeau. Mr. al-Ghabra has openly stated that he favors Sharia law for Ontario. Upon being nominated for the 2006 election, Mr. al-Ghabra thanked ISNA for their support. This raises questions about what type of support a federal charity would be giving to a political campaign. He was also a speaker for ISNA at their 2007 national conference, which was headlined by Tariq Ramadan, who is the grandson of the founder of the Muslim Brotherhood. ISNA was in the news in 2013 when Canada Revenue Agency took away their charity status for one of their fundraising bodies when it was discovered that they were funding a terrorist group. ISNA also made the news in 2008 when they tried to invite the head of this same terrorist organization to speak in Canada at one of their conferences. This controversial speaker had been previously banned from some 25 countries and had his visa pulled in Canada. Yet ISNA sought to have him speak at their event. The ISNA Canada Conference was run jointly with the Muslim Students Association and Muslim Youth of North America, and endorsed by the Canadian Council on American Islamic Relations and the Muslim Association of Canada. All of these organizations have been identified repeatedly as Muslim Brotherhood front groups. Number two, Ikra Khalid, the Liberal Member of Parliament for Mississauga, Erin Mills. She was elected in 2015. She recently tabled the motion M103, which seeks to institute blasphemy laws and condemn Islamophobia in Canada, moving us one step closer towards becoming a Sharia-compliant state. In the United States and Canada, the Brotherhood works to portray Western Muslims as marginalized and victims of discrimination. It aims to drive a wedge between Muslims and the wider society. Clearly, this is the exact intention of her motion, while additionally silencing anyone who may wish to oppose their Islamic supremacist agenda. It should come as no surprise that Ms. Khalid was formerly president of the Muslim Student Association. In past, it has openly advocated for the practice of wife-beating here in Canada. And it has a series of alumni who have gone on to become Al-Qaeda financiers, suicide bombers, ISIS fighters, and ISIS propagandists. This is the group that Ms. Khalid headed and supports. Yet at the same time, she claims to be a victim of the fake concept of Islamophobia. It has been said not all terrorists carry weapons or wear suicide vests. Some wear nice suits and have positions of power and trust. These are the fifth columnists. Fifth columnists, like Khalid and al-Ghabra, are people who undermine a larger group such as a nation like Canada, from within. These are but two examples that illustrate how Islamist extremists have infiltrated our political systems and are here to drive an agenda that is not in the best interest of the majority of Canadians. Canada and its parliament would be best served if these two members of parliament would admit that they are supporters of extremist Islamists and be removed from their positions. Supporters of the Muslim Brotherhood, with its variety of front groups and well-documented links to financing of terrorism, a supremacist totalitarian ideology that seeks to undermine existing societies and impose hardline theocratic regimes, have no place in our democratic process. Canada should immediately designate the Muslim Brotherhood a terrorist foreign organization and bar from office any politician with associated ties or connections to this group, past or present. Sadly, the treasonous, traitorous Canadian Liberal government under Justin Trudeau, in addition to not producing a sufficient response to terrorism, is actually strengthening, supporting, and empowering the networks behind the growth in extremism in this country. He does this to the detriment of Canada and to the detriment of all Canadian citizens, current and future generations. Please be sure to leave a like or a comment below, share this on your social media, and don't forget to subscribe if you haven't already. I'm Craig Pajic, thanks for watching, and I'll see you again next time. Please consider supporting this channel with a small subscription on my Patreon page. The link is found below this video as well as on the banner for this channel. Thanks in advance for your support.